What is going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the concepts and principle of literally staying profitable. If you're a prop firm trader primarily, because that's what I trade, or trading with real capital, depends, whatever you do. Our team does all of the above. So in this video, I really want to cover how it kind of correlates to the seasons in the real world, obviously, that we actually live in, and what it means to be profitable, in my opinion, and how to actually stay profitable, and what can you do to actually maintain that profitability. In my opinion, first off, profitability just means being able to consistently or just effectively, profitably take money out of the market, obviously without losing your initial investment and just making more on top of it. Basic definition of profit, obviously, doesn't take too many brains to understand that. But what time frame does that mean? Does it mean you're unprofitable if you lose 2, 3, 4, 5 trades in a row? No, but there are things you can improve in your trading to make sure you don't have those big loss streaks and just prevent yourself from losing capital for no reason. Now, I'm going to be going over 3 key principles here and breaking them down on how I tried my best to stay profitable. I became profitable in winter of 2023, and I've had phases, obviously, but in the end, I've still been able to be profitable with my initial investments in the market, and I've able to double, triple, quadruple my investment that I initially put in when I was 18 years old. So this is what I do. Let me go ahead and break this down. But if you guys do want to see how me and my team trade every single day for free, we do have a free Discord if you want to join it. I put the link in the description of this video. We break down every single trade, win or loss. As you can see, today was a loss. Managed it properly, and you can see every single breakdown. We don't care if we lose, because we are completely honest and transparent, not no BS like other guys out there on social media. So we post every single loss, win, break even, break down every single trade, and post a free trade video as well. And we have a free course that was made in-house as well. So if that's something interesting to you, check the link in the description, join up, chat with us. And other than that, let's get right into it. Enough yapping. So this is going to be a fairly short video, so make sure you watch till the end, and let's get into it. So the first thing obviously is going to be first creating a set of rules for yourself. Now, I have a whole checklist PDF that's inside the free Discord. Just join and DM me, and I'll send you everything I have. It's a little starter pack. So join the Discord. I'll DM you everything that I have. Sticking to rules. If you don't have rules, you really want to have rules, and basically jot them down and make a checklist. Like, you literally want to be having a checklist that as you trade, you're checking these things off, okay? You don't want to be gambling every single trade, taking a different type of entry. If you're actually writing things down, it's going to keep you consistent, okay? So if you're actually sticking to your rules, then that's already going to give you profitability, as long as those rules are connected to these next 2 things. So number 1, stick to your rules. What are you going to base these rules off of? First, consistent risk in the market. That is key to maintain profitability. If you're not risking consistently, then you're practically gambling, because you don't know the outcome of every individual trade. If you don't know the outcome of every individual trade, you only know the probable outcome. Then if you're changing your risk, you're now gambling. You have now set aside the only variable that you can really control, which is your risk. How you're entering the market, how much you're risking, is pretty much the only variable that you control, that you can maintain as the constant variable. Bro, take me back to science class. The constant variable of this equation, bro. So risk consistently. Your rules are going to tie into consistent risk. And third thing, you need to have a high probability model that correlates to these rules. So your rules need to be based off of a high probability model. Now, talking back about risking consistently. Risking consistently in the market, real quick and easy. Let me draw it out for you. So let's say you have a $50,000 account, right? This is pretty much the ones I trade on. I have multiple 50K accounts. Currently, I trade 3. I have an Apex and then 2 my funded future 50Ks. So risking max 1% per trade on a funded account until you size up, if you end up sizing up. But this is purely to kick off a funded account. Max, honestly, in my opinion, risking 1% of the account, which is about $500 of the account. Now, I don't even risk that much, because if you get into a loss streak, again, because they are not preventable, you can blow an account in a week if you're risking this much, because typically 50K accounts have a $2,500 drawdown before you blow the account and lose all your bread. So yeah, I personally actually risk $300 per trade, and I keep it like that. Obviously, not every trade is going to be perfect. You need to calculate the amount of contracts you have. Do not base your trade out of how big the move is. Base your contracts on how big the move is, okay? You do not want to be doing the opposite, because then you're going to be taking trades that you shouldn't be taking, or missing trades that you should be taking because you're scared of the size. Look, size don't matter, boys. I know y'all heard this a million times before, but boys, size does not matter in trading, okay? The only size that does matter is your risk. So make sure you're keeping that locked in and check, all right? So $300 risk is what I risk pretty much every day, but there may be some days where I have $280 loss. There may be some days where I have a $230 loss. Obviously, it depends. You can't calculate it perfectly using micros, but you want to be averaging that 300 or whatever your number is, okay? So if you have a 100K account, maybe you're risking like $600, $700 per trade to make $1,400, $1,500 per win. So that's what I do. I risk 300, targeting for ideally a $600 win on average. So I want to average a 1 to 2 R on my trades. So I want to be at that rate consistently. Okay. Again, the wins are also not going to be super consistent. It all depends on the market. So you have fees that get taken out, things like that. Orders, sometimes you won't get filled at the right limit order. You just need to think in averages, okay? You want to think in averages. Every day is not going to be perfect. You shouldn't be stressing out if one day, oh my God, I lost $360. Chill out. Try to make it a lot better next time. But sometimes you literally can't control it, because the candles will be so drizzy big that it'll completely blow through your stop loss and stop you out maybe like 5 points past it. So some things you can't really control, but you should try to control as much as you can the things that you can control, which is just managing your risk properly, okay? Don't change your risk one day to another just because you feel like it, because you feel you're going to win the next trade. Guess what? You don't know if you're going to win the next trade. If you knew you were going to win the next trade, you'd be a millionaire, okay? So, type of stuff. Stick to your rules, man. A couple of rules that I mainly want to break down for you guys is, and again, I'm not a rich millionaire trader yet, okay? But by doing these things, I will become one in the future. And as I'm slowly keeping my profitability, I'm going to slowly start scaling up. So I've made a video about my plan to scale up this year and the next, and pretty much just every year that I trade. But this video is mainly about the principles of first becoming and staying profitable. By sticking to rules, risking consistently, and having a high probability entry model, if you maintain all these things consistently, the key word here is consistency, okay? Almost misspelled it, bro. Gotta go back to school. All right, almost consistency, bro. If you stick to your rules consistently, you will start having consistent results. Maybe the results aren't green because maybe you're just not profitable, but you will be able to realize that and have a sample size. Treat this literally like stats. If any of you guys have taken stats, you understand how stats work, okay? You want to have a proper sample size of the same thing. Same thing over and over and over again. This is what backtesting is. This is what trading literally is. Just statistics on statistics and having that edge. If you find a statistic that over a year has an edge, guess what? You are most likely profitable, bro, okay? You just need to slowly scale up. So that's the goal for every trader pretty much. If you stick to your rules consistently, you will have a consistent sample size. And with that, you will be able to take educated decisions on what you should fix and what you should change, or maybe you shouldn't change anything because you're rich and profitable. All right. So I highly encourage you guys to stick to your rules. Make sure you're risking consistently, and make sure you're trading a high probability entry model. It can be, even if you're a scalper, scalpers have high probability models for scalping. Time is fractal. I'm sure you've heard that. You can literally trade any time frame, any single way. There's millions of strategies out there that people pull out of their bum that work. Just stick to one and figure it out. There's not one golden strategy. Don't listen to anyone trying to sell you a golden strategy. I personally just give things that help me out and tips from what I've learned and gotten a couple payouts from. So that's pretty much what this video goes over. Kind of just to wake you up if you haven't already. If you haven't gotten your first payout, it's about consistency, bro. When I got my first payout, I was 18. and I turned $200 that I spent on a funded account. I'm being so deadass. It was my first funded account. I ended up passing it. I full ported that. I full ported the account. I passed it, and I actually got a payout by being consistent. It was a bad strategy, but guess what? I was consistent, and I pulled a win streak out of my behind. So I'm not proud of the trades I took back then, but now I've taken better trades to get the other payouts that I got, and that's why I've gotten more payouts. You obviously, but yeah, man, just stick to your rules. Get a high probability entry model. If you want a high probability entry model, maybe you don't even like mine. If you don't like mine, we have 2 others inside of the free Discord. So just join in there, start talking in chat. We'll answer any questions you guys have. I traded with guys that have traded for way longer than me, have made way more money than me, and have way more experience than me. I'm kind of like the younger brother in there. So again, tons of people in that free Discord to help you out. If you guys want to join or have any questions, go ahead and join. Link in the description. And thank you so much for watching this video. A little over 10 minutes, but I'll see y'all in the next one. All right. Thank you.